talking with former Ambassador Mark Johnson, the Montana World Affairs Council. And Mark, I know that whenever the subject of Iran comes up, I know that your antenna go up, and there certainly has been an incident in Iran. What has happened?
Well, there has been an incident. About 2:40 a.m. local time Iran, two patrol boats were intercepted, and we're told 10 sailors have been seized. The White House first said that they had drifted into Iranian waters. The Iranians themselves are now saying that they have been arrested and that this was an illegal entry. This I find very worrisome, and it reminds me, first of all, of course, of the Iran hostage crisis, which I went through all 444 days, but also in 2007, I was in the Persian Gulf when the Iranian Navy, the same group that acted today, seized British sailors. And I would remind people that those sailors were held for 18 days.
Wow. So what do you think is happening to our sailors right now?
I think probably the sailors are not in any physical harm. I think the ship is being stripped clean. The reason the sailors can't communicate is because the gear's been seized and taken away. And the Navy, the Iran Revolutionary Guard Navy, is probably the most hostile and anti-American of all the Revolutionary Guard branches of the military. So we hope they'll be okay. The British sailors were treated okay, but you have to ask yourself, is this a coincidence? And I think there's something going on. The Iranians, the hardliners, wanted to embarrass, humiliate, if you will, the administration, especially on Obama's big night with the State of the Union.
All right. Now, there are speculations by all sorts of news folks as to whether or not the president will even mention this in his speech tonight.
Yeah, I think he's got to say something about it because it's a pivotal moment in his administration. If this plays out as feared, recall what it did for Jimmy Carter, and the consequences could be very severe for this administration if they don't get ahead of this and speak out and tell it like it is to the American public. I think he has to say something. I don't think he needs to dwell on it because the facts aren't all known, and it's a very fluid situation.
Now, would this be a situation where another president, perhaps a stronger president, might demand them back within 24 hours, and if that doesn't happen, there'll be severe repercussions?
Well, I think one has to wonder, at the end of December, the same Iran Revolutionary Guard Navy fired missiles within 1,000 yards of the USS Harry Truman. How provocative an action could that be? The United States said, in effect, yeah, we're aware of this and we're watching it carefully, but did nothing. So I think, I hope I'm wrong, but I think there's a certain sense, well, we can do this and get away with it, and look what we've done before, and here we are again.
So what's next, Mark? What do you think will happen next?
I think I think the White House is in a real dilemma if my pessimistic scenario plays out, that this is a pivotal moment for the administration. And let's not forget, we have something called an election going on, and this should have massive repercussions. Again, I don't have all the facts, but the administration had better stiffen its rhetoric. They have put out the word that they have received assurances from the Iranian government that these sailors will be released. Yeah, I know exactly how that is played. They've talked to the foreign ministry. The foreign ministry is probably the weakest of the institutions within Iran today, although the foreign minister himself is a very sharp guy, but he has absolutely no sway over the Iran Revolutionary Guards. And I cite for you the case of the journalist with the Washington Post, Reza, the Washington Post correspondent, who has been held now for over 500 days. Foreign ministry said the same thing, and they were powerless to act.